If you think lifting 5 pounds for 15 reps or changing workouts because you're bored every week is going to actually help you build muscle and lean out, that's where you're going wrong. If you don't understand the concept progressive overload, whether you work out 3 times a week, 4 times a week, work out for 6 months, a year, it's going to feel really frustrating because you're not implementing the one thing that's actually going to help you make sure that every workout you're doing, you're being effective and you're actually supporting building muscle and therefore supporting fat loss. Because building muscle does not come from variety, it comes from progression. So if you're not giving your body the right stimulus to build, it's not going to. And this concept becomes especially important as an Asian woman because we naturally don't have a lot of muscle mass to begin with. What your workouts should look like or what they should feel like is that over time we should see a gradual increase, okay? It doesn't mean that every workout you're going to go heavy. And if you're sitting there being like, oh, I'm scared to lift heavy, I don't want to look bulky, it's not the weights that's making you bulky, it's the fact that you're not actually targeting the fat. So that's where if we want to make sure that you're leaning out, not just building muscle, nutrition is also going to come into play. We'll talk about that in a different training. So there's a few different ways to progressive overload. The most common one is obviously increasing the weight. But for things like lateral raises or even bicep curls, at a certain point, you're not always going to be able to go heavier. So in those instances, we really want to start to think about how can we play around with the remainder? Can we try to up the number of reps? So instead of doing 10 reps of lateral raises, can we do 12 reps? Or can we increase the number of sets? Going from 3 to 4 sets, honestly, is a lot harder than you think. And so that's a simple way that we can keep the weights the same, but progressive overload and increase the load and time under tension. The other two that's not as common, but is just as important is tempo. So if you're like, cool, like I really have already maxed out at 12 reps, I don't want to try to do 20 reps of lateral raises, whether it's hold at the top for a second, slowly lower. And then the last one is just decreasing rest. Might mean instead of taking a 90-second rest, you're gonna take a 60-second rest. I do wanna talk a little bit more about the weights though, because I feel a lot of you guys are actually under training when it comes to your compound lift, which means that you guys have so much room to grow and so much room to go heavier. You just need to understand how to go heavier.